Okay, today we're going to be using area formulas again. Using area formulas for a rhombus and kite. And you're going to be using those formulas in the same way that you used them yesterday. You may be given the area formula and asked to find a diagonal. Or you may be given the diagonals and asked to find the area. So you're going to be using them in different ways. So you've got area of a rhombus or kite. They both have the same area formula. Their area is equal to 0.5 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. 0.5 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Now, if you get going in the assignment today and you get stuck somewhere, you may have to go back in the book and refresh your memory on the rules of a rhombus and the rules of a kite. Like the rules regarding their diagonals. Okay? And how they, not how they interact with each other, but their rules regarding the two diagonals. Okay? And that will help you to get unstuck. So, example 3 on the bottom of page 679 says find each measurement. You're looking for find D2 of a kite. With D1 equals 16 and area equals 48. So just get in the habit of writing the formula every time. Area equals 0.5 times D1 times D2. And you may find it helpful to put it in parentheses, especially when you start to substitute. All right, so replace the A with a 48 equals 0.5 times D1, which is 16, times D2, which is what you're looking for. So then solve for D2. So 48 equals 0.5 times 16 is 8D2. Divide both sides by 8. 6 equals D2. Turn the page. 680 up on the top. Ask you to find the area. And you are given D1. Now look, in that picture, do you see how the arrow just kind of points to part of the diagonal? But to the left of the 6x plus 4, they tell you that D1 equals 6x plus 4. So that means the whole diagonal equals 6x plus 4. They give you the whole diagonal, number 2, and it equals 10x plus 10. So those are your two diagonals. So if area equals 0.5 times D1 times D2, then the area in this case is equal to 0.5 times diagonal 1, which is 6x plus 4, times diagonal 2, which is 10x plus 10. So this is multiplication. The first thing you can do is distribute this 0.5. And when you do that, 0.5 times 6x is 3x. And 0.5 times positive 4 is positive 2. And now you can just drop down your 10x plus 10. Okay, now you've got a binomial times a binomial. You can use two methods. You can use double distributive property, or you can use FOIL. It's the same thing. All right? So the first step would be to take 3x and multiply it by 10x. So that's 30x squared. And then take the 3x and multiply it by the 10. And that's positive 30x. You do the same thing with the 2. Positive 2 times 10x is positive 20x. And positive 2 times 10 is positive 20. Now you can combine your like terms that are in the middle, your 30x and your 20x. So your area is equal to 30x squared plus 50x plus 20.
So why is 30x squared?
Because you multiplied a 3x times a 10x. They both had x's after them. And the 3 times the 10 is the 30, and the x times the x is the x squared. Yes, sir?
Why don't you distribute the 0.5 in the other equation?
Because the question is, why didn't we distribute the 0.5 to the other equation? Well, for the same reason that if I asked you, what is 2 times 4 times 5 equal to? You would do 2 times 4, which is 8, and multiply it by 5, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do 2 times 4 and 2 times 5, would you? So once you distributed it, it's gone. You used it up. Okay?
Alright.
Any other questions on example B? All right, look at the example right below that. Area of a kite. And you're asked to find the area. And you've got a nice little kite right there. Here. That's too long. It's going to have to be a small kite. Small kite. The dashed lines are your diagonals. Diagonals of a kite intersect at 90. You're given this leg is 41. This piece of the diagonal is 9. And this piece is 15. They're calling this in the picture X and this piece Y. But whether they put those variables there or not, you still got to find them, because the area is equal to 0.5 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Now, one of the rules in a kite, if you don't remember it, is that the diagonal that separates the non-congruent sides is bisected by the other diagonal. What that means, this piece is also 9 in a kite. So what you've got so far is you got a bunch of information. You got 0.5 times diagonal 1. What's one of the diagonals?
18.
18, good. And you really only need to find the other one, but you got to find both pieces of it. So one of the pieces you're going to find by x squared plus 9 squared equals 41 squared. Agreed? You got a right triangle and you need one of the pieces or one of the legs in the right triangle. So x squared plus 81 equals 1681. Subtract 81 from both sides. X squared equals 1600. And find the square root of each side. So your x is equal to 40. So that's one piece of the diagonal. To find y, you've got another right triangle and one of the legs. So that's 9 squared plus y squared equals 15 squared. So 81 plus y squared equals 225. Subtract 81 from each side. Y squared equals 144. And you're going to find the square root of each side. So y is equal to 12. Yes, that makes that second diagonal 52. So the area of that kite is equal to 0.5 times 18 times 52, which is really 9 times 52, right? 468? 468. Any questions? Your assignment for today is on page, you're going to start on page 681. 7 through 9. And then over on the next page, 17 through 19.